Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Froe Show, and my name is Frank Mankin, and I'm joined here by my wonderful co-host, Joe Murray. Woohoo! Hello, Joe.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. If you've never listened to this show, we talk about arts, movies, music, everything and everything in between.
Nice.
Apparently my English isn't working. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, you feeling good?
Feeling great.
I want to get straight into some news that I heard this week.
Yes.
Which I find rather interesting. I'm going to turn myself down a little bit. All right. So, the Mars rover this week was having issues on Mars, obviously. And it was really funny because they've spent the past couple months trying to solve an issue where something was stuck in the sand and the Mars rover was trying to retrieve it. And they tried all this really, really complex stuff to try and fix it, and like getting the Mars rover to grab it and like use its little pincer hands and stuff.
Yeah.
And then one of the NASA scientists just went, hey, the Mars rover has a shovel on it. Why don't we just smack it? So they spent months modeling this whole thing of the Mars rover smacking the object in the ground to try and dislodge it. And they tried it yesterday, and it worked. They just went, and it worked. And it just went, boop, and popped out of the ground.
Wow.
So that's your good news of the week.
Yeah, thanks. That's great.
You're very welcome. In other news, my uni is completely closed.
Yeah.
Which is great. So one of my classes has been completely cancelled. So the past 5 weeks of work that I've done are completely useless and irrelevant. Which means I have to start a completely new class this week online somewhere.
Oh boy.
So that'll be fun. But on the plus side of this whole worldwide pandemic thing is that the world is doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Not the people, but the planet is doing pretty well.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Venice. Have you seen the pictures of Venice?
No.
So Venice has completely clear water for the first time in like years, decades. Let me see if I can find the picture. But there's a whole bunch of stuff like that's been happening where the world is just doing well here. That's what it looks like.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, completely clear water, fish, everything, which is really cool. Also, like, air pollution in China is down like 60% or something.
Wow.
So, like, the world is doing well. The
Yeah.
people, not so much. But the world is doing pretty okay.
Yeah. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is. I think it's pretty cool. But, the arts is taking a hit, which kind of sucks.
Yeah. It kind of sucks for musicians and stuff.
Yeah. Where your sole income comes from groups of 100 or more.
Yeah. Yeah. Even smaller venues in Australia now having to close because of unnecessary events.
Right, yeah. Well, even small gigs, like a lot of my musician friends who are in bands and stuff are having to close and like just not do their gigs because no one can come. Yeah. Everyone's staying home. It's
well,
real
no
shitty.
one wants to come.
No one wants to come, and legally they have to shut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucks.
It really sucks. Also well, it's kind of a good and a bad thing for the arts in general because it means that people have more time at home to think about stuff and like create art and make things rather than going on the tour circuit and making sure that everything like is out there, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
But no, it is really rough. That these events have to shut down and
and no one's really getting too much work in the creative industry at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, I was even thinking movies and stuff.
Like movies cinemas, are all shut down.
Yeah.
TV shows, all the production has shut down until at least August. Like The Witcher shut down production.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Stranger Things has shut down production.
Oh, yeah. Heard that. Big sad.
Yeah, Black Widow is postponed. Like all these really high budget movies are just not happening or postponed or shut down production. Yeah. Especially The Witcher because Christopher the ginger dude with the beard. He was on Game of Thrones. He's in that show. And he tested positive, so they've like really shut down that production, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But
quarantine.
No. Yeah. Social distance yourselves. Mm-hmm. It's like, it makes sense. Just don't touch people. Don't touch people. Naughty.
Nope. Wash your hands.
Yes, wash your hands. I just touched my face as well. I scratched my nose and went, fuck, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, my nose is really itchy.
For audio listeners, I just scratched my face with my t-shirt.
Which
is cool. Do you like it?
I do really like it.
It's
Where'd you get that? Oh, that's that painting.
Yeah, it's the one by Michelangelo, I think. It's the one in the Vatican.
I thought it was...
It's not Da Vinci. I'm pretty sure it's Michelangelo because Michelangelo did the big
the roof.
The roof, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the centerpiece of the roof with God and Adam eating their fingers together. They're like, boop.
Eating.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. It's like the
true.
E.T. phone home
Yeah.
thing. In other news, I got my tattoo last week Friday.
Yes.
Which is really, really cool. I'm really happy with it.
It looks great.
Hang on, I'll show the camera. I don't know if the camera can see that, if they can pick it up. But that's what I got last week Friday. 2.5 hours of lying down and having someone drill needles into me. But
Wait, 2.5 hours
yeah,
for that?
yeah.
That's only small though.
Well,
It's like
it's pretty
shaded
detailed.
and
Yeah,
stuff
the
too.
shading was ages. The
Yeah, right.
outline was done in 20 minutes. The
Oh,
shading
okay.
took a long time.
Yeah.
But that being said, I did it again. I touched my face. I just have an itchy face. Just generally, my face is really itchy.
Just wash your hands after the podcast.
Yeah, I have hand sanitizer somewhere, but I don't think it's here.
I have some over there.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
No, but so this is my second tattoo, right? I'm just going to move this a bit. It's my second tattoo. And I was a bit of a dumbass and was like, I'm going to get it on my ribs because that's going to look good. And I walked into the tattoo shop and I told them, and they were like, are you sure that you want to do that? And I was like, yeah. And then they showed me a tattoo pain chart. And it's like your ribs, your groin, your face, your neck, like all those areas are like the worst spots to get tattooed. And I was like, look, I've already committed to this idea. We've already stenciled it. Let's just do it. And so he starts doing the outline, and I have a pretty high
Pain tolerance.
pain tolerance. No, I have a pretty high pain tolerance, which was really helpful because I was like, it hurt. Like, I'm not gonna be an asshole and say it didn't hurt.
Yeah.
But I could breathe through it.
Yeah. Cool.
Which was pretty good. But my nose is so itchy.
You just did it again.
I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna wash my hands after the podcast. But no, he was doing the outline, and we're sitting. I have my headphones on, and just listening to music. I was watching cop shows on my phone. It was great. It was actually really nice.
Yeah.
And I get like maybe an hour into the tattoo, and to preface this,
Preface.
whatever. My tattoo artist is a Turkish-born, but lived in Poland and grew up in Poland and moved here for tattooing.
Right.
So he's like a very quiet, intense, like so intense, but like very quiet, very into his work. Gets very intense.
Yeah.
And so he's doing the tattoo and he stops and he leans back and he taps me on the shoulder. He goes, "Hey, bro."
Uh-oh.
I just thought that he was like wiping something. So I'm still like listening to my music and he goes, "Hey, bro." I'm like, I lift off my headphone and he goes, "Hey, you are a badass." I was like, "Excuse me?"
What?
He's like, "Yeah, you are badass. Every other person I do rib tattoos on has moved. You are a rock." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." I just put my headphone back on and kept watching my cop shows. Like, how do you respond to that? How do you respond to this very imposing Polish Turkish man being like, "Hey, you are a badass"? But no. Also, what was also very strange with getting a rib tattoo is that it feels so weird.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it started going over my ribs and it felt like my whole rib cage was shaking.
Oh.
Like it would hit, like the needle would go over the bone and it would go through my entire body.
Oh, that is weird.
It was the weirdest sensation. But it's a tattoo studio with 4 artists in it. And so 2 other ones were tattooing, and the other one was like drawing and making designs and stuff.
Yep.
And I walk in, I have the stencil on, and my tattoo artist has gone outside to have a smoke before we start. And the other tattoo artist goes, "That's funny." I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Oh, you're getting a dinosaur skull on your ribs. That's funny." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Why is that funny?" And he goes, "Well, it's a paleontology tattoo, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "You're digging up bones." I was like, "Oh, that is funny." So yeah, I just had a bit of a dumb moment, but I really love it.
Yeah.
It was an hour and 2.5 hours. Made me late to my uni class, but it was very worth it. It was
Worth
good.
it. That is cool.
Also, while I'm talking, I went into my attic this week.
Yes, I saw this. I was very excited for this part of the
Joe was very
podcast.
confused because there's a bunch of stuff lying around the table and the desk and stuff, and he wants to know what it all is.
I do.
So, I want to show you one thing. The other stuff I'll show you after the podcast, but I want to show you one thing on the podcast.
Okay.
So, I went into the attic, and basically my dad also used to be super into photography and film and that sort of thing when he was my age. So he has a bunch of stuff from the 70s. Now, because he was such a nerd, just like me, he also has a bunch of stuff from way before then.
Oh,
So,
this is going to be cool.
I went into the... Hang on, do you want to keep talking and narrate what I'm doing quickly?
Narrate. Okay, he is turning around and leaning over and picking something up. What the heck? What is that?
So, I found this in the attic. Would you like to take a guess as to what this is?
Is it to do with photography? It actually looks... Oh! No. It actually looks like it's come out of a 60s hospital. Not... What? How did that make it more confusing? You put up these little arms and it's more... Now, what?
Okay.
It's like a radio.
Oh, do I have it the right way around? Hang on. No, I don't have it the right way around. Hang on.
Oh, there's a lens. Is it a film camera?
No.
What?
Oh, sorry.
It's not a photo camera, is it?
No. Do you want me to turn it on? I'll turn it on one button at a time.
I don't know if I...
This might sound really weird in the microphones. I hope it's not too bad.
Oh! What? That's a tape thingy. You watch movies.
Yeah.
What the heck?
It's a what's the word for it? It's a film thing.
Yeah.
So I also have
projector.
Yes,
thing.
it's a film projector. That's the word.
There we go.
Now I also have these, which I'm gonna go grab. Hang on. I'm getting up.
He's getting up. He's moving. He's getting more for show and tell. This thing is sick. Wow. That is ancient. Oh, he actually has films too.
Okay, so this is obviously a very video heavy section of the podcast. So
Yeah.
if you want to see all this stuff, head over to the Froe Show YouTube channel and give it a watch.
Yeah.
So this is, and I can't
Gosh.
I can't run it yet because the way that these work is that you put a film reel on the back spool here. You roll the film underneath down here. And then you need a second roll,
Like
an empty
one.
roll here where it rolls onto.
And you don't have any
The
empty
secondary
ones.
roll that we have is broken, so it would tear the film if we use it. But we did buy a replacement, which is going to get here somewhere in mid-April.
I was going to say.
So it'll take
probably
a while.
December at this rate with the virus.
Well, postal stuff's still on, so it should be alright.
Yeah, okay.
But I have this.
It is still sick.
Wait,
can you see it?
Yes.
Oh.
So, I have like 7 or 8 rolls of very old films. And this one, and they all have stuff written on the cover. So this one says Wild West, Heart of the West, Code of Courage, Cowboy Justice, and Texas Trial. So, I looked up this film, Texas Trial, which is a black and white cowboy film. No sound, obviously.
Yeah.
From 1944.
What?
And I have the film reel of it.
The film, what the heck?
So
That is crazy.
if you pull it out slightly,
I don't want to...
oh, it'll be fine. If you pull it out and hold it to the light, you should be able to see. And you don't have your glasses on, so you probably won't be able to see it. But try and keep it as tight as you can. But if you look into this middle section here, it'll have something pictures presents.
Wait, it's got start?
Yeah, so that's the start of the film. And then each little square is a frame of the film. Yeah. And I'm not entirely sure how fast it runs the film at. Because I don't think it'd be like 24. I think it'd be like 12 or 16.
Because it's like one word for 10 centimeters and then there's another word.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, sorry. But on the side here, you can make it go faster or slower.
Ah.
So there's like a dials. Your audio listeners, check it out on the video podcast because it is a very cool piece of equipment.
Oh, there's actual
I'll face it that way for the video. This is it.
It is cool.
And I might turn it on facing that way so that they can see the light that comes out of it. Because it's a pretty solid light.
It is. That is really cool though. And it's like flickering. You know, that just reminds me, you know, the thing where it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
And those old, yeah.
That's exactly what it is, yeah.
So cool.
The buttons are so satisfying though, like.
They sound satisfying. It reminds me of the buttons on... Yeah, you do that. Yeah. The buttons on the Neve studio at uni. It's just a massive like analog desk. It was custom made for that room. And it's because the guy who custom made it is short, so so he wanted it like smaller, so that he didn't have to stand up and get on his tippy toes to reach the gain knob at the top.
Right.
But yeah, it's just, and every time you push a button, it like changes the circuit or whatever, and so it gets a really nice click, and it's actually
that's very satisfying.
But yeah,
that's what I wanted to share with you in the podcast today.
That is awesome.
Do you want to press the buttons?
Yes. Wait.
So you got to press this one first. So this is the forward button. Then you got to press this one, which is the lamp. Yeah. And then that turns on the light, and then that's off.
That is very satisfying.
It is very satisfying. And if I turn it on, you can see that this starts rolling.
Yeah.
So that's what the film will actually roll on. I'm sure that sounds really fucking annoying for the audio listeners.
Sorry,
we'll
guys.
Stop. But no, once we get the new reel for this one, I'll play some films on the podcast and stuff, and we'll have a look. I might as well show you the other thing as well on the podcast.
I think you should.
Okay, more narrating.
He's getting up again. Oh, this is so cool though.
I'm gonna have to hang on.
I just can't believe how yeah, it actually looks like a radio. I expected these to be a lot bigger, not gonna lie.
It is a home one.
Oh, okay. What? He's coming with something else that is bigger. What have you just put in front of me?
This one's older.
This is still a projector. I think. Oh, I'm going to stop touching it. And now he's brought the black box. Or the white box. Which plane is this from?
Okay. So, I don't know how this looks on the video podcast, but we'll let's put this over here.
Put that on that side.
Oh, it's a bit heavy. Alright. So, this is... Actually, do you want to take a guess what this is? It doesn't work at the moment, so I can't really show you. It is a projector. So, I'm trying to do this slowly so it's not the worst sound in the world for the audio listeners. So, in here, I'm looking at the right side of the projector now, is this slide thing that clicks in and out. Now, you're so confused by what this is. So, in here, can you open that one up for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
like this?
Yeah, like that. Perfect. So Joe's opening
does
this.
The bottom come out?
Yeah, you got to pull it off.
Oh, I see.
So, in here is all old slides. And so this is slide film. So in a film camera, you can either use regular negative film or you can use slide film, which when you develops it with all the colors and stuff on the actual film.
Yeah.
whereas a normal negative will be an actual negative.
Right.
So what you do with this is you take it out of the holder.
Wait, so when you take a photo, is the film that big?
Yeah.
Ah.
That's the size of the actual film.
In the camera?
Yes.
Gotcha. Good.
Yes. So, is it this way or is it this way? I think it's this way. It's got to be that way. So, then...
Oh, you put the whole thing in?
Yes. So, you slide the whole thing into the projector like this, and then you can go...
Oh, and does it move it forward as well?
I can't see if it's working or not.
It's not moving.
Okay,
I don't think it's pushing far enough.
Oh.
Wait, turn it back around so the video...
It might be the
people
wrong way
can see.
around. Hang on. Yeah,
There we go. Oh, that is cool.
I'll do this. I'll show the video podcast. Do you want to pull it in and out? So it basically pulls out one slide, advances one, and then pushes the next one in. It's very cool, right?
That is sick. But
Yeah.
that's upside down.
It
So
might
does
be.
it flip it in the...
It should do. I think it does. But yeah.
So when's this one working?
I've bought a new light. So this one works entirely except for one light bulb. The light bulb that actually shines through the slide
Yep.
doesn't work.
Ah.
So we've bought a new one. That one should be here this week somewhere. Next week coming.
Gotcha.
So that should work then. So that should be really
Fingers
cool.
crossed.
But that's all the old shit I found in the attic.
That is insane.
Yeah, it's cool,
Yeah.
right? I
I
thought
was
you'd
just-
appreciate that.
I was just thinking, these... You know how you have, like... you can put things on an album on your iPhone and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah. They just stole this idea.
I don't get what you mean.
So, you know how you can, like, make different albums and move photos on your phone to different albums in your camera roll?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just an album.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. This is just a photo album.
Apple thieves. Come on, guys.
I mean, we already knew this. We knew that Apple were thieves.
Yeah.
We've been there. We've done that. But on the topic of old stuff, I've recently been getting back into film photography,
Oh, really?
which is very fun. So
Wait, does this just...
on this...
I'm
no,
not gonna touch
it's
it.
fine. I'll sort it out later.
Yeah, cool.
It can be our centerpiece for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah.
So I've recently been getting back into film photography, which is really fun. So this back here is my
What's your film thing?
roll of film. I'm not going to open it because I haven't developed it yet. But my developing chemicals should be coming today somewhere.
Ooh.
So this will be done today, which I'm very excited for. It's the first time I'm ever developing film by myself.
That's cool.
Because normally I'll just send it away to a lab. I just dropped the roll of film, but it's okay. It landed on one of my bags. But yeah, so that'll be the first time that I'm ever developing a roll of film, which I'm very excited about.
Have you got a room that's like set for it?
Well,
Blinds up and
I
everything?
think I'm just gonna like go under a blanket and do it. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, so film photography has been really fun. I've been doing. I picked up. I've got an old Minolta XG1, which isn't here at the moment. I don't think.
I remember going to the city with you and
Yeah, it's
taking
that
photos.
camera. It's that same.
I remember
one. The
taking a
silver one.
photo and it's just like white.
Yeah, that would be that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's also because I accidentally exposed that film to light before I got it developed because I'm big dumb and didn't know how to use the camera. But I do know how to use it now, so you know that's a bonus.
That is good.
But yeah, no, it's been really fun. There's something so nice about the tactility of using a film camera, like knowing that you're advancing to the next photo and like everything being mechanical. Like with the lenses. Hang on, I'm just gonna grab this camera.
That looks like an ordinary camera. Oh, it is a film camera.
Yeah, so that's the aperture there. So you don't do it in the camera, you do it on the lens. So you're literally controlling the lens itself, which is so satisfying.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been really nice to get back into. But I bought all these chemicals and the development stuff for it because I was like, I don't really want to have to pay to get it developed. Plus, it's nice to be able to learn it yourself. Like, it's another skill that I'll have. Also, gives me something to do while we're all quarantined. So.
Yeah, that's fair. While we're all in, being isolated, you can just crack on developing your film.
Exactly.
It's great.
So I'm going to give that a go this afternoon somewhere.
Yeah.
Which should be at least somewhat interesting.
Yeah. Don't they normally have like the red lights? Are they red? Or are they
they're red,
purple?
yeah.
Black.
They're red.
Red.
You can't have a black light.
Well,
you
black
can have
light.
a black light, but you can't have
Yeah.
a black light.
Oh, I meant
You meant a black light. Right, I'm
Yeah.
with you. But yeah, so that concludes the old shit segment of the podcast.
Yeah.
It's not shit. It's really cool stuff.
It is really cool.
But no. Should we take a break quickly and come back?
I reckon.
Give it 5? All right. This won't make a difference to you, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back soon. See you soon.
Bye.
All right, welcome back to the Froe Show, ladies and gentlemen. We took a little 5-minute break to get our shit organized. All right, we're back.
We're back.
I hope you enjoyed that little retro segment with
I
our
love it.
clicky buttons. Woo! It's very. I can't not
It's very
press them.
cool.
They're also on this one. Oh, these aren't as clicky. These ones are more like keyboards.
Oh, that is still cool though. Just because it's a massive button.
I should show you this as well. That this opens. Oh, never mind. I fucked it.
What did you do? Wait.
I'll sort it out. I'll sort it out later. It's fine. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah.
Joe asked me in the break about
Yeah.
some of the cameras on my shelf. Do you
So-
want to get a bit more specific?
Just when I look over Frank's shoulder, there's these 2 cameras that don't look particularly
Similar.
well. One looks ancient, and the other's just weird.
Okay, so
So what is going on? Because you
Let's-
got these really nice ones. You got a few film ones.
yeah.
You're nice. That Sony down there. You started on that one. Hey.
No, I started on this Canon. This is my mum's old camera.
Oh, that's
That
fine.
one's just there for show. I've never used that one.
Oh, okay.
I don't actually know. I might actually give it a go. It might be nice.
You
It
should.
might be cool and retro.
What is it? A Sony.
Let's have a look. Let's figure it out.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that is really retro.
So, I think it's a video camera. Oh, no. It's
What?
a... What?
Wait, what is that?
I don't know what this is. I
Oh.
think this is a flash.
Oh.
Nope, it's not a flash. It's
It's
a
a-
screen.
What?
I'm very intrigued by this. I can't tell if this is a camera or not. Like, I know it's a camera. I can't tell if it's
Is
a
it-
video camera.
I mean, it has a really big. What's it called? Where you put your eye through?
Viewfinder.
Yeah, it has a
It
really
has a
big
thick
thing on there.
viewfinder. It has a grip. I might give this a go after the podcast and report back next week.
Yeah, that looks like a. Because I want to say film camera, but then it's old, so.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking, but I don't know. Interesting. All right.
Anyway, back to the ones we were
Yes.
actually going to talk about. This, whatever that is that you just
So-
put on the desk.
This is a box camera.
Okay.
Yeah. So, this is a very old one. This one doesn't work anymore. Mostly because all of the dials and stuff are so rusty, it just won't work anymore.
Right.
But this is the type of camera that people would have had pre-World War II.
Oh.
Yeah, so this
Wow.
is like the 30s, early 40s. So, how it works is this back...
Wait, that's not like one of the ones where they hold up the flash
No.
and...
This is after that.
Oh.
So, how it works is this back clips off.
What? There's
Yeah.
nothing in it.
And it would be... So, they used paperback film then. So, it would literally just be one exposure. You'd have it there. You'd
Yeah.
lay it on top. Close the back. And then you'd be able to roll through it with this. I'll do it away from me. This, you'd be able to roll through it. It's the same type of film
Wait.
that larger... It's medium format. So, what these larger medium format cameras use. It's this very thick... I think this is a new roll, so I won't open it. But it's 120 film. So it would go in the top, you would roll it through. And
Wait, where does it sit?
this one doesn't have the mechanism for it anymore, I don't believe. But it would sit across the back there.
Right.
And then this little red door, you'd be able to look through and see what number you're at. So these ones are very interesting because it doesn't have any settings.
I was gonna say, so how does it actually take the photo?
There's one shutter release, and it's this.
Oh,
That's it. So however fast you click this shutter is how long the photo is. How long the exposure on the photo is. So it can be this. Or it can be this.
Huh.
And it's all up to the person.
Wait, I'm just gonna have a look at this.
Yeah.
So
Now, I think I have a working one of these in the attic somewhere, but I can't find it currently. I'm gonna dig around somewhere in the next couple of weeks, see if I can find it, because I think it's in one of the boxes that's like underneath everything that's been crushed. But it's pretty cool, right?
I can't see anything through.
I really like it. If you look through the top up, so they're not designed to have your eye against them. They're designed to be held like that far away and to look into them. So if you look through the top one, you should be able to see me or the ceiling, or something. But yeah.
Hold up. Oh yeah, I can see.
You get it now?
Yeah, I do get it.
So this one doesn't work, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Now
that's who said. So yeah, the other one that's behind you, it's like a big box.
Yes. So this is a medium format camera. Very, very cool. It clips open the top here, and this is the viewfinder.
What?
So you look through that.
That
there.
is huge.
Yeah. This is the exact same as this one, but a much more refined version of it. So how this one works, if I remember correctly, I haven't used this one in a very long time, is this back comes out.
What?
Yeah. So this little metal bit goes into this gap here, and stops light from being exposed to the film when it's not being used. So if I pull this out, it's now primed to take a photo. So I can unscrew the shutter lock here. So now it's ready to take a photo, I believe. And then I can dial in my settings here with my shutter speed. So let's put it to 60. And let's just let in as much light as possible. And now, if I take a photo, it should work. So that was a photo.
Wait, is there film in there?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that was one photo.
Wow.
That big clunk. Yeah. So now I'm at 5.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a
That's
super
really cool.
mechanical photo. Do you want to try and take one?
Yeah, okay.
It's a really expensive film, so feel lucky that I'm letting you use this.
Yeah, thanks. All for the podcast.
All for the podcast.
Oh.
So you look through, everything's manual, so you got to focus with the actual, on the lens, you got to use the aperture on the lens.
Wait, will it change? Like
What do you mean, will it change?
Will it change?
Yeah, it'll change in the viewfinder. Yeah, absolutely.
Sick.
Yeah.
It actually looks really nice.
Yeah. I want to get some color film for it and take some actual photos.
What's this?
That's your focus.
This one?
Oh, the clicky one is your aperture. So 2.8 will let in the most amount of light. I think that's the lowest aperture on that.
Okay.
On that lens.
I want
the button at the front, and
one?
that silver one. That's your shutter button.
So that takes the photo.
Yeah.
Right. So and then what's this one? Focus.
That's your focus.
And then is there zoom?
No, this is an 80mm prime lens, so you can't zoom.
Wow.
You can try and take a photo.
I am gonna try and take a photo.
All right.
It's a view. It's a smile.
Oh, hang on. Let me move the microphone out of the way.
Okay. Smile. Oh, that was so satisfying.
Right. Now the winder on the side.
Oh, that's why it's blank.
Yep. Then you go spin it until it stops. Yep. Perfect. That's it. You just took your first medium format photo.
That was so cool. I'm really keen to see what they look like now.
Probably not great, if I'm honest with you. They'll probably be really dark.
They look really good through the viewfinder, though.
It won't change the actual exposure of the image in the viewfinder. The viewfinder is just a mirror that looks through the lens.
Oh, that's dumb. Well, I mean, it's not. It's cool, but...
We've literally only had the technology to actually see what the image is going to look like in the lens as of, like, maybe 2017. Yeah, I'll put that back in later. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But yeah, that's medium format.
Wow.
There and a box camera, which are also very satisfying. Wait, I'll get this real close to the microphone.
Sounds so vintage. It's great. Yeah. So what's the difference between like the quality of film?
Oh, so much. So you have 35mm, which is like your consumer. So that's like the Canon T50 there, the Minolta X. Oh, which one is it? The X300 and the XG1, which is not here currently. They're all 35mm cameras. So most of the film photos that you see that your parents have taken... Actually, narrate me for a second again.
Okay. Wait. It's really not good normally when he stops mid-sentence and... Oh, he's left the room. Okay. Yeah, when he stops mid-sentence and runs off, it's... No, wait, what? He's just throwing something in front of me. What are these?
So these are all 35mm photos.
Oh, what's a dog?
Yeah. So
Wow.
this is the general quality that you'll get out of it. And also these photos are like 40 years old. So like, take it with a grain of salt. But these are like general 35mm photos.
And they're like the little ones.
Yeah.
Little cameras.
Yeah. So these were taken on the XG1, which is not here currently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually looks really nice.
Yeah. So these photos are from the 70s somewhere.
I really like that photo.
Yeah, it's my great grandma.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are the types of photos that those take. Now, with medium format, they're usually a lot sharper.
Okay.
It's basically the difference between like a phone camera and like a really high-end DSLR.
Right.
So it's like it'll just be a lot sharper. There's a lot more definition. Like this medium format camera, if I use the right settings and I take the right photo, it'll have more detail than a high-end DSLR. They're still better, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
They won't have as much depth in color and stuff, but they will be more detailed. So black and white on a medium format will always beat black and white digital.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah, and then there's also... I want to say large format, but I don't think that's what it's technically called. But I'm going to say that, and photography purists are going to murder me. But no. And those are like those big cameras with the hoods and like the like pull out bits with the slinky in the middle. Like those are those large format cameras, and those take literally years of practice to get used to and to use.
Right.
But they're very, very cool. And I would love to have one, but they're literally like tens of thousands of dollars because no one makes them anymore.
Yeah.
It's all this stuff no one makes anymore. And with this whole resurgence of film in photography, it's become this whole issue of these cameras being super expensive because it's just being inflated by the price of everything else, which is really shitty. But it is good that people are getting this love for analog, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited to develop these photos.
Yes.
And see if I can do it.
Actually,
because I don't know if I can.
What don't know if you can develop it or take photos? I don't know if I can
develop it. I know I can. Fuck you. No, I know I can take photos. I don't know if I can develop the photos. But it should be interesting.
Like, you wouldn't know if they look any good until you develop it.
Exactly. And that's why I like film, because it's so like... And it can also be like a case of happy mistakes, like Bob Ross, Happy Little Accidents. Like I could have intended one thing for the photo, but my shutter speed could have been too high and it was too dark, but it meant that my photo came out completely differently to what I intended it to.
That's fair.
Which is also very cool. But yeah, no, I'm pretty keen to see what they look like.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
From old stuff.
From old stuff. We've spent more than enough time talking about retro tech.
Even this is so cool.
I know. Okay, moving on.
Yes.
It's just going to be a set piece now.
Okay.
I'm actually not moving that far away. I want to talk about a movie. It is a movie that was made in 1972 and was never released, which is rather interesting for those times because shit was very expensive, obviously, to make films. And for a film to actively not be released was like this big thing.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a thing that I want to bring into the podcast as a general segment, considering how much we talk about movies and stuff. I called the segment "How Did This Movie Get Made?"
Oh yeah,
which I think is pretty interesting, and it's pretty generic, which means we can talk about sound stuff, we can talk about whatever. But basically, this is the movie that I bring to the table this week.
I feel like I know what it's gonna be.
Do you? Do you want to take a guess?
No,
it's not Star Wars.
Oh,
it's a different movie.
I thought it was gonna be Star Wars. We just seemed to talk about that
I do have stuff to talk about in regards to Star Wars, but I might hold
there it
off
is.
until later this episode or next episode. But it is there. I do have cool stuff to talk about.
Yep.
No. So this movie is from 1972, and it's called The Day the Clown Died. Cried.
Oh.
Sorry, The Day the Clown Cried. If I can get the title right.
Yep.
So I've got a bit of a blurb here that I'm going to read out. So the film was written and directed by Jerry Lewis, who also served as the film's main star. The plot centers around an over-the-hill German circus clown, Lewis, during World War II. Lewis is imprisoned in a concentration camp and tries to maintain his composure by performing for the prison population. He doesn't have much success and is actually beaten up as a result. Later, he finds some solace performing for young Jews imprisoned in the camp. Lewis's clown character is ordered not to entertain the Jews, but he refuses the order. Ultimately, he is used by the Nazis to lead the Jewish children into the gas chambers at Auschwitz, where, overcome with remorse, he remains inside, providing laughter for his children as they and him are slowly killed.
Whoa.
So, yeah, it's a very intense film. Now, the film was made, and it was completed all the way through, but was never released. Jerry Lewis, holds the only known copies and has actively vowed that they will never be seen by the public.
Wow.
He's profoundly embarrassed that this film exists and that his name is on it for obvious reasons. Because the premise of the film essentially boils down to a circus clown leading Jews into the gas chamber.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
It was just like this whole tinderbox of a scandal waiting to happen the second he releases this movie, of people being like, well, blah, 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 like Jews, World War II. And it's still like a taboo subject now, but imagine if that movie had come out in 1972.
Yeah,
It's still a shit movie to make now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it's The Day the Clown Cried. I'll just read this out because it makes more sense than me blabbering on about it. The Day the Clown Cried is interesting not because of what a profoundly bad idea it was, but rather because I understand how it ended up being made in the first place. Lewis genuinely wanted this film to win him an Oscar, and I think it is easy to understand that. There is something very romantic about this idea of a circus clown acting as a sort of guardian angel to these children during their final horrific moments. It speaks to the innocence of youth in a way. On paper and in discussion, I could understand how Lewis went into this picture thinking it would be a masterpiece. Very few people have seen this film, but the ones who have seem to agree that Lewis's particular brand of humor and slapstick was ill-suited to this picture. Whatever gem of an idea was hidden deep within the script, Lewis killed it. So, it's a rather sad story.
Yeah.
But I do get it, because like mixing humor with the Holocaust could have been a very touching and subtle film. It could have been very good, very well done. And it absolutely could have won him an Oscar.
Yeah.
But the issue is that it's the type of film that needs extreme care and extreme subtlety to accomplish the goal that it had, which was trying to subtly tell a very sad and very intense story through the lens of comedy.
Yeah.
But Lewis just didn't have that quality. His comedy was very abrasive and very clown-like, very funny, very slapstick.
Right.
So it just didn't really work for him. But no, I read about that this week and I thought it was very sad.
Yeah.
Especially because he was obviously proud of this film to start with. And then at some point he must have watched it and been like, I can never release this.
Yeah.
Which is very upsetting.
Yeah, just imagine getting to the end and
yeah,
watching it back and you're like, hold up, this is wrong.
Yeah, something about this is not right. But yeah, so that's the movie I bring to the table this week.
Yeah,
hope you enjoyed. So yeah, all right, Star Wars. Okay.
Yes.
So I did some research.
Yep.
I did research on 2 sound effect things and 1 film thing. So. The first one, we were talking about lightsaber sounds a little while ago.
We were.
And what did you say that they were again?
What the
lightsaber sounds?
Like the sort of hum that they made. It was. I went back and looked at this because I think I got it slightly wrong.
I know, that's why I have it.
Oh,
here.
it was the sound of a projector. I think an old projector. Something else. Yeah, that.
And? Do you want me to tell you?
A TV.
Yes,
It was
kind
TV
of.
static, kind
Kind
of.
of. It was an old television picture tube. So the
That's
tube
right.
inside the
Yep.
TV that made the image. And the buzz of a film projector motor.
Exhibit A.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he played it through. And I think I said that it was a microphone taped to the end of a stick, but I think it was actually just a long microphone,
Right.
and it just picked up at the top. Or
Right,
it was
so
like
a long shotgun.
yeah. I didn't know you knew polar patterns. There you go.
I take video stuff. I know about microphones. I
fair.
don't know about sound stuff.
Fair. Yeah, just a long shotgun mic that would have been used as a boom mic.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. The other thing that I learned was how they made Chewbacca's voice,
Oh, yeah.
which I thought was very interesting.
I think I remember this too.
So, it's
remember.
a blend of a bunch of dying animals.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like, literally dying. So, it is a dying, and I'm just going to say all of the animals because I don't feel like adding a dying before them. So, it was bears, walruses, lions, badgers, and other dying animals.
Oh,
So, it's just like a whole bunch of animals
dying.
mixed together to make him go, which is just really depressing.
It is.
that
that is
everyone's
quite depressing.
just repeating the sound of a bunch of animals just being slaughtered.
Actually, I know someone who has their text tone is Chewy. I don't know if I want
course.
to tell them that now.
Tell them that it's a
That
bunch of
is-
dying animals?
yeah.
It's rather sad, isn't it? But no, I thought that was rather interesting that it's a bunch of dying animals.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad.
Wow.
And the last Star Wars thing that I wanted to talk about was actually something that I found very interesting but also very sad. So, in America, they have this thing called the Directors Guild. And especially in the late 60s, early 70s, it was very popular. And essentially a necessary thing for directors to be a part of this guild, to get funding and to have publicity for their film, that sort of thing. And George Lucas was a member of this Directors Guild. And so to be a part of this Directors Guild, you had to pay an annual fee, and you had to adhere to all the rules of the Directors Guild in their films. So in the actual film, in the films you make, you have to adhere to the rules of the guild. So when George Lucas was making the first Star Wars movie, A New Hope, he showed a small cut of the first 15 minutes of the film to the Directors Guild, and they said, you can't do this. Your intro credits are unorthodox. We can't let you do this. Not having the credits at the start of the movie, and B, having the credit roll at the start of the movie. They're like, you can't do this. This is unorthodox. This is not part of our work as the Directors Guild. And George Lucas basically said, hey, fuck you guys. And to leave the Directors Guild, you had to pay a fine. So George Lucas said, fuck you, left, paid the fine, all because he didn't want to do a traditional intro credit sequence and
now
ruin
it's
the integrity of his film.
Now it's like the most iconic intro ever.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Which is very cool. So, sometimes telling people to fuck off is a good thing. Yeah. Also, I watched Birds of Prey this week.
Oh, yeah.
Have
I
you
haven't
seen
actually
it?
seen that.
The Margot Robbie one?
No.
So, I liked it. I did like it. It's very forgettable.
Really?
Yes. It's a very good film. It is, if you want a blueprint of how to redeem a film series, that is it. That is 100% it. It redeemed itself from the issues that Suicide Squad had.
Yeah.
The issue is that it's nothing new. It's like an action comedy film. It is exactly what you think it is.
Right.
There's nothing new. There's nothing interesting. The story is very bland. But it's so much fun to watch. It's just the cinematography is great. The special effects are so good.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie is funny as always. It's a very good film. One thing that I found very, very, very interesting is the way that they dealt with the main character, which is why I segued from Star Wars to Birds of Prey, because the main villain of the film is played by Ewan McGregor, who also plays Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
So that's why I did that little segue. But what's really interesting is that, and this is spoilers for the film, but not really because you kind of see it coming. Is that the villain obviously dies or is exposed of at the end of the film. And the way they did it was very interesting, because normally in a film, it'd be a very drawn out death. Like they'll get stabbed or something. It'd be like, monologue for 5 minutes. But no, literally, one of them is being held hostage by him, and then she puts a grenade in his pocket, pulls the pin, and kicks him off a pier, and he just goes...
Oh.
And that's it. And then they just walk away. Like, it's like an hour and 20 minutes of build-up to this one moment, and they just go... and go that's it.
Wow.
Which I thought was just very refreshing to have a film not really give a shit about the way that its main antagonist dies.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very cool.
Actually reminds me of the... what's that movie with Ryan Reynolds and...
Deadpool?
The black guy, Samuel L. Jackson.
What? I know what you're talking about.
Ryan Reynolds, Samuel L. Jackson.
Do you want me to look it up for you?
What is it?
I'm going to look it up for you.
It came out last year, I think. It's really funny.
All right. Do you want to talk about it while I look it up?
Yeah. It's just the way the bad guy dies in that one too. He's like... it starts off with like this big monologue from him, and then...
Hitman's Bodyguard?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Starts off with a big monologue from the bad guy, and then the Samuel L. Jackson, his character, just laughs at him. and he's like, I don't care about all that, and then kicks him off the bridge, kicks him off the roof.
I mean,
and then that's it.
Yeah, I love when movies do that, when they like actively subvert your expectations, because you expect them to be like, wow, that was a very good monologue.
Yeah.
But no, it's just, fuck you.
Bye. But yeah, like in that situation, you expected Samuel L. Jackson's character to like be like, oh yeah, you're right, and things like that, and whatever, and be like, oh, show mercy, but no, just kicks him off the roof.
Goodbye.
Yeah. That was funny.
That's cool. All right. I started and finished a new TV show this week.
Started and finished.
It's very short.
Oh, okay.
It's probably like 3 hours long all up.
Right.
It's basically one long movie. It's a show called I'm Not Okay With This. It's on Netflix. It has Wyatt Olaf and Sophia Lillis from the It movies.
Oh, yeah.
They're in it. It is so good.
Yeah.
Highly, highly recommend it.
Okay.
It's basically like Sophia Lillis is the main character, and it starts off as like a coming of age story of like her dad's died and she's a bit sad. But then like she finds out that she like slowly comes across the fact that she has like telekinetic powers, but like can't control them. Like they only come out when she's really angry or really stressed. And it's like, it's the perfect mix of like Stranger Things and Sex Education.
Okay.
Like it is right in the middle of those two shows.
Weird mix.
Yeah, but it fucking works.
Right.
It's really, really, really good.
Yeah.
So if you have a new show that you want, that you need a new show, that's it. Go watch it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm talking to you.
Talking to me.
Yes.
What's it called?
It's called I Am Not Okay
I'm
With
Not
This.
Okay.
Yeah. Starring Sophia
I'm writing
Lillis
that
and
down.
Wyatt Olaf.
Yeah.
From 2020. But I really hope it gets a second season, because I really, really enjoyed it. I watched it in one day. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, because uni's cancelled, and none of my online classes are working yet, so I'm just like vibing. Yeah, I technically have a class today. We're currently recording this at 12:05 p.m. And I technically have a class at 2. But fuck that.
So
There's
it online?
no way I am going into the city.
Oh,
currently.
I thought you meant like online.
No, my classes are still technically on this week.
Right.
But no, thank you. I'm very much okay with not doing that and preserving mine and everyone else's health around me.
Good call.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of all the stuff I wanted to talk about today.
Oh, wow.
Do you have stuff you want to talk about?
On the going back to old stuff.
Hang on, I'm just gonna put my iPad
How-
away. You can talk.
How good is old stuff? I'm just gonna I just felt like I had to do that.
What? Do this.
Yeah, it's just so satisfying.
It's very satisfying.
But there are some things in audio where the names of them, they were named like way back when sort of audio first started, and then for some reason they just haven't changed the name. It kind of makes sense they haven't changed the name, but all the technology has changed.
Right.
So like pre-tape and post-tape. So everything was recorded back in the day onto tape.
Naturally.
Yeah. And so now we have like DAWs, audio workspace. Wow.
Oh yes, yeah.
Digital-
Digital audio workspace. Yeah.
Is it audio?
DAWs? Yes. DAWS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we have them that we record on.
Yeah.
So you just record into Pro Tools or something, and
Yeah. Keep talking.
and even on big like desks, mixing desks now, they have they'll have written on it pre-tape and post-tape, even though we don't record onto tape anymore.
Right.
We record onto the DAW.
Right.
So
But it still uses that terminology because
Yeah.
that's what makes sense.
But that messed me up so much originally when I first started. We were talking about pre-tape, post-tape, and then pre-line,
Oh.
I think.
So
No,
what do those actually mean? So what's the point
Pre-channel.
of them?
I don't remember.
Oh.
No, sorry. It's just so like if you want to send something or if you want to hear something pre-tape or post-tape, you'd be hearing it before it's recorded or after it's recorded. So normally you want to listen to it after it's recorded, even if you're recording at the time. So if you're singing, I want to be listening to you post-tape, so after it's going through the DAW.
Right.
So that I know that whatever I hear is what's going to be on recording.
But if you're doing radio or something, you'd want to do it pre-tape because you want to hear what it goes.
I think it's slightly different with radio because it's broadcasted rather than recorded.
Yeah, but for that sort of thing, you like if this was recorded on tape, we would be doing it pre-tape because you'd want to hear before it goes into the tape. No. Okay.
So I think we are listening to it post-tape now. We got a weird setup, but anyway,
it works.
So it does. So normally you'd be wanting to listen to it post-tape because then we'd know that something's not messing up in the program.
Right.
So what we hear is when we go back and master it later and do all the stuff we got to do.
Thingamajiggies.
Yeah.
Yep. Technical word.
We know that what we're hearing now is what we're going to hear later.
Right.
And it won't be like something's gone wrong and it's all messed up and we'll listen to it later and we've lost in our podcast.
That's why you do post-tape.
Yeah. So
That makes sense.
yeah. But that just messed me up when they were talking about tape and I think not line. I don't remember the name, but for the channel, there's a name for like the channel strip on the console, and they were talking about pre-tape, post-tape, and then pre-channel or post-channel.
Right.
Where do you want to listen to it and all that? So you can go like pre-fader, no, pre-tape, anyway. And they were like, if you're listening to headphones, do you want to hear it? Where do you want to hear it? Or where do you want to send it to the artist? Do you want to send it before it's recorded, after it's recorded, before the master fader in the control room, or after the master fader in the control room? And yeah.
It's a lot of things to think about.
It is a lot of things to think about.
Speaking of things to think about, you know what I didn't think about?
What did you not think about?
Focusing the camera.
Oh.
So this whole episode, I think it's in focus, but
is that what you did when you just stood up?
No, that's not what I did. But this whole episode might be out of focus.
Oh.
So clearly I'm not doing my job. I'm also not getting paid, so
that's fair.
You know.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a win-win situation.
Oh, maybe I don't know.
We'll work it out.
Yeah. We'll have to do one segment on just old stuff and like get really close with it and things.
Well, like
maybe for YouTube.
like zoom in and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe for YouTube.
we could. Do we want to?
That's a lot of effort.
It is a lot of effort. I mean, effort's good. I like effort. I like doing stuff.
Yeah.
I have a lot of free time
now
that we're socially distancing ourselves. We have a lot of time, which is nice. So we don't have to be spending all this time traveling.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the one thing that I've found, and I've been trying not to talk about all the virus stuff in the podcast because I think it's important to be focusing on other things, especially in this time of global pandemic.
Yeah.
But one thing that I found really interesting with all of this going on is realizing how much time I spend traveling places.
Oh, right.
Which I just haven't realized because I'd fill my time with reading or listening to podcasts or music or like doing work.
Yeah.
But I spend a lot of time traveling because like my travel time to uni is anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours. So that's like 3 hours to 4 hours a day.
Just
traveling to uni, and then that's not including going to and from work and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm probably spending like 25, 30 hours a week just traveling. Wait, did I do that math right? 4, 8, 12. Yes.
Math B, kids.
Math B.
Woo.
Oh.
Yeah. That reminded me of something that I've now forgotten.
Oh, well, that's not very helpful, is it? Here, press some buttons. Press buttons until it comes back to you.
What did we talk about? Traveling. Oh, yeah. It was, I realized how...
See, the buttons worked.
What?
The button pressing worked.
It did, yeah. It reminded me of how much I listen to music or how heavily I rely on traveling as my music listening time. Yeah. Because, like, I sat down on my computer the other day and I was like, I haven't listened to a song of my choice for probably 2 or 3 days. Yeah. It's like, that's not good.
Exactly. Well, I've realized that with reading because I'm still buying the same amount of books that I would be if I was spending an hour and a half to 2 hours on a train a day. Yeah. But I don't have the time to read them because I'm like, oh, I don't have that reading time anymore. Like I was blasting through 1 or 2 books a week and now I'm just like, now it's just piling up. I'm like, oh, I'm home. I could do anything else.
Other than this. Yeah.
But no, I've been trying to keep active, and I've been trying to like keep my hands clean, keep myself washed. I keep touching my face though because I can't help myself.
Everyone gets an itchy nose, right?
I know. I have no self-control. It's the issue.
Yeah.
My nose is itchy, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta touch it.
It's like one of those.
Yeah, it's like that.
Hold yourself back.
But yeah, man. Look, I think in a couple months it'll all calm down and we'll be fine.
Yeah,
but
I think so too.
Until then, I think I just touched my face.
Yeah, you did.
Until then, I think it's just a case of being on top of it and like being friendly and being nice to people. Just no hugging.
Yeah, no hugging.
No hugging. Elbows. Or jazz hands. I've been doing a lot of jazz hands actually because I find that it's a nice way to diffuse the situation as well.
That's fair because that makes people happy.
Yeah, like in public, like a one-on-one, I don't really mind that much if it's hugging and stuff because it's like I don't really know. I kind of know where you've been. But like if it's a big group of people and someone wants to hug me, I'm like jazz hands.
That is great.
I wonder if I can hang on. Can I do jazz hands into the mic?
Just because your rings. That was weird.
All right. Do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for listening to the Froe Show. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Retro Tech and other random shit.
How good.
We hope that you stay healthy over the next couple of weeks and that you do your best. Keep washing your hands. Keep everything disinfected. And as a group, we'll all get through this shit together.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.